Hey everybody, welcome to the Unit 4 review. I'm doing this up from my computer rather from the iPad because there are a number of problems that require me to type it into the graphing calculator, so the only way I can do that is by doing it this way. So just thought I'd point that out there. I'm going to go ahead and get started though. So number one, write a quadratic equation that fits the set of points -1, -16, 2, 5, and 5, 8. None of those points are labeled as a vertex or an x-intercept. So these are three random points. These points will need to be plugged into the graphing calculator. So how do we do that? From the home screen, we go to a new document. That's a list and spreadsheet, okay? And then always title your columns X and Y, and then plug in your points -1, -16, 2, 5, 5, 8. Probably the quickest way to do that is just plug in all your X numbers in first, and then your Y numbers in second. But yeah, everything should look the same -1, -16, 2, 5, 5, 8. So everything's plugged in. So control doc 1 is the next step. And then menu 6, 1, 6. X list is X, Y list is Y. Click OK. And then it gives you your function. It's not explicitly giving you the function, it's giving you A, B, and C. So it's telling it to you in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'm going to plug in -1 for A, 8 for B, and -7 for C. So let's see what that's going to look like. This is what I wrote down on my paper. Like I said, this is because I'm recording this from my computer. I have to show you what I wrote down. So -1x squared is just -x squared plus 8x minus 7. Now, uh, let's say you didn't know how to do this. The next best thing to do would be to graph your answer choice. And so this one was -x squared plus 8x plus 7, and going to control T and then seeing if -1, -16. Oh, this is not it. -1. Oh, minus 7. So control T -7. See? So this way I see, hey, there's -1, -16. There's 2, 5. There's 5, 8 right there. So there's that. I just thought I'd point that out. Now, let's say I wanted to check that from the function I already got. Just go to control doc 2. That links together a graph page, and it has this already typed in to f of 1. All you have to do is press up and enter, and it's typed in. And then pressing control T, you can see those same points are there. So, yeah, that's everything to say about number one. And I'm going to talk kind of fast because I only get 10 minutes with this free software. So, number two, write an equation in intercept form. That's important, that it's an intercept form that passes through these 3 points. So, if it's an intercept form, you know you're given x-intercepts when the y-coordinate is 0. So, these two are my x-intercepts, meaning these two are my p and q. I'm going to use this formula, x minus p times x minus q, or a times x minus p times x minus q. And then I plug in this for x and y. So I like to plug these in, my p and q first, so plug in 9 and 3. So since q is negative, it turns into a plus because it's subtraction x minus -3. So x minus 9, x plus 3. This usually helps eliminate a couple answer choices just plugging that in. Now plug in this for x and y. So x was positive 3, so 3 minus 9, 3 plus 3, and y was -12. I'm going to write that in place of f of x. So 3 minus 9 is -6, 3 plus 3 is 6, 6 times -6 is -36. So since it's written by the a, I have to divide it out. So -12 divided by -36 is positive 1/3. So my function is 1/3 x minus 9 times x plus 3. And the way you would check that, if you wanted to, is open up a new document, add a graph, and then type in, you can type in your answer choices, or you can type in what you just did if you're really trying to be thorough and you don't want to mess up. You type that in and then do control T, and the points that were given to me were 3, -12. There's 3, -12, 9, 0, and -3, 0. So -3 zeros there, and scroll to 9, 0. There it is. So yeah, that's nice to know. What's the equation of a parabola with a directrix of x equals -1/8 and a focus of 1/8, 0? Well, I wrote x equals -p. Your directrix is always y equals or x equals. You know it's going to be x equals if it's literally says x equals, or the focus is in the x coordinate. And you know if it's going to be y equals if the focus is in the y coordinate, and then your directrix is y equals. So my equation's x equals 1/4p y squared. Again, I'm going over this quickly. Check my videos, the 3.3 videos, for kind of slowed down explanations of this. But just plug in 1/8 for p, because p occurs in the focus, or at the opposite sign of the p occurs in the directrix. So if you flip -1/8, the sign, flip the sign, that's positive 1/8. So just do 1/4 times 1/8, and you get 2. So yeah, that's that. Number 4, write an equation in vertex form. That's important, knowing that it's in vertex form. So you're going to have to use the vertex form formula. And vertex form uses h and k for the vertex. So -3, -4 are h and k. The point it passes through are x and y. So here I plugged in my h and k. Again, it was minus h, and I'm minusing a negative, so that turns into plus. So x plus 3 minus 4, that's just plugging in the h and k. And then plug in your x and y. Again, the y replaces the f of x. So 6 equals a times 2 plus 3 squared minus 4. What's 2 plus 3? 5. What's 5 squared? 25. So I have 25a equals minus 4 equals 6. So add 4, I get 10 equals 25a, divide 25, and I get 2/5. So it gives me my function of 2/5 x plus 3 squared minus 4. If I want to check my work, I can graph, so 2/5 and then x plus 3 squared minus 4. And then, control T and verify the 0.26 is there and the point -3, -4 is there. There it is. You can also go to menu, analyze 6, and then minimum, click, highlight, click, and there it is. There's your vertex. Just to verify that that point it gave you was the vertex. So number 5, write the domain and range of this function. So let's say you don't know what to do. Graph it. So I'm going to go, let me just do a graph page. So I'm going to do 3/4 x minus 2. And then it said plus 6, right? And I can kind of see it. All you really need to do is just look at the vertex. So that's the minimum value. The vertex is at 2, 6. So the graph clearly moved up 6, and it's opening up. If you want to see a better graph, just zoom out. So the fact that it went up 6 and my a was positive to 3/4, that alone tells me that the range is going to be greater than or equal to, and then whatever the highest or lowest value was on the y-axis of the vertex. So y is greater than or equal to 6, or 6 to infinity. 6 is in a bracket. And then your domain is always all real numbers, always, because it's going left and right. Okay, so yeah, domain is always all real numbers. Let's see here. Number 6, we're going to do this one in the graphing calculator. It's a table one. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to start a new document. And then I'm going to do list and spreadsheet. So x and y. And then I'm going to do 0, 2, 4, 6. And then my y values were 6, 22, 22, 6. And then control doc 2, 1, control doc 1, menu 6, menu 616, whoops, menu 616, x list x, y list y, and you'll have your function. Hit control doc 2, up and enter, to graph it